Hello, today we're going to show you the for loop. Very simple but important construct in programming. So, we'll start out by for, and then we're going to initialize a variable. It's important to know that it does not have to be initialized inside this statement, but we'll start with this because it's probably the most common that you'll use. We'll use an integer. A lot of times you see programmers using I and j, but you can use any variable you want. We'll choose I for our iterator. We'll set it to 0, and we need to tell the array when to stop. So this condition here is when to stop. It could be when I is less than something, when I is greater than something, when I is equal to something, or it could be nothing to do with I. We could just have when something else doesn't happen. So, but for now, for simplicity, to get started, we'll do when I is less than 10. Next, you have to tell it what to happen after each run through the loop. And you could just leave this blank, but that wouldn't make a lot of sense in most cases. So we'll have, in this case, we'll increment by 1. So I equals I plus 1. That's often written as I plus plus. It means the same thing. Plus plus I just means the increment happens before the comparison, but that's not necessary for this video. Next, you want curly braces open and closed. Now, this I is only what's called in scope within this block here, within this paragraph. You could put multiple statements in here, but once you leave this for block, once I becomes 10 and this condition is no longer true, and you'll leave this block, you'll continue from this line to this line here. When that happens, I will no longer be available to be used. We won't even know what it was before unless you've recorded it somewhere else. So let's get started. Let's go ahead and put something in here to show us what's happening. So remember I said you could put multiple statements. So let's do console.writeLine hello. And then let's do console.writeLine, instead of putting a string in there, let's put I in there. And I'm going to hit F5 to run it. Oh, you know why it didn't stop is we don't have anything to tell it to wait for us. So we'll do a console.readLine here, which is reading from the input, waiting for you to do something. So now we'll hit F5. As you can see, hello 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and each time it's doing the contents of this block. Now, something that is interesting here is that it starts with 0 and ends with 9. Well, if we were to change this to less than equal 10, then I equal to 10 being true when I is 10 would give us one extra iteration. So it should go hello 10. Let's try that. There it is. Alright, so that's the for loop.